Welcome to Lightning Ministries Daily Devotional. Today's topic, a multi-generational faith. We're reading from Deuteronomy chapter 31. I would encourage you to take the time to read all of 31. I'm going to stop right here for a lesson in verse 8, where the Lord is the one who goes ahead of you. He will be with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. You know, what a life Moses lived. By Pharaoh's decree, he should have been killed at birth. Instead, thanks to God's intervention and the faithful disobedience of midwives and Moses' mother and his sister, the future leader didn't just survive. Moses was adopted by Pharaoh's daughter and raised in the palace as a prince. Then his story took another turn. Moses himself chose faithful disobedience, siding with his common countrymen and fighting against Pharaoh for their liberation from the Egyptian slavery. But later, after decades of wandering in the wilderness, Israel's sojourn was nearly at an end, and they were Moses' last days. His life story, though spectacular, was never simply about him. It was about multi-generational faith in God. See, Moses didn't just have faith, he had the faith of his forefathers, like Abraham. Before Joseph was commissioned here in the story as the new leader, Moses recorded the book of the law so that it could be regularly read by the people themselves. He also wrote down a song that would be echoed through the hearts and minds of generations to come. As a result, Israelites were never met, or should I say they never met Moses, and they would know that God who went before them and to whom they would belong. I hope that wasn't confusing. Let me reiterate that. The result, Israelites who never met Moses would know that the God who went before them and to whom they belong would be in their hearts and their minds and their spirits. Now, wherever you are in your life, or ministry for that matter, like me, starting out, midway, or even wrapping up the work, let us remember the God who says in Isaiah 43, verse 1, I have called you by name, and you are mine. The question I have for you all today is, are you receiving and passing down His blessings? You know, I always remind you that we're here because of Jesus. It's about Him, and it's always been about Him. Our responsibility is to share what God has given us with someone else, and maybe even share a testimony on how God revealed the truth to us so that we could see and understand His will for our lives. The Bible is not just a book of stories and suggestions, it's the Word of God, and it's our guide. I don't know if you've ever heard the acronym for Bible, but I see it as basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's a pretty good analogy. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. I challenge you today to build that relationship with the Lord so that you can be ready when you're called home. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to me today and hear what God has to say through me to you. Hopefully this has been an encouragement. I would actually suggest leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. And if anything, share our YouTube channel with someone else so they can be encouraged too. Thanks for listening and have a blessed day.